Today we will study one important, lengthy, little bit complicated root locus problem which contain complex zeros. Previous models we have studied enough problems in root locus with the different models, but with the complex zeros we have not done. So how to solve a problem with the complex zeros? That is the specialty of this model. So complete root locus with complex zeros. So all of you listen carefully. The given problem is k into s square plus 2s plus 2 by s into s power 3 plus 3s square plus 12s minus 6. Denominator is fourth order. Now draw the complete root locus. This is the problem. So let us go by all these steps. K equal to 0 points are at poles of g of s, h of s. These details already discussed in the theory part. Just applying the statement, give the answer. So k s equal to 0. Then this third order polynomial you have to solve. 0.44, one real root is coming. Complex roots also coming. Minus 1.72 plus or minus 3.25 j. So total number of finite poles are 4. N equal to 4. Then k equal to plus or minus infinite points are at zeros of g of s, h of s. Solve this second order, you will get minus 1 plus or minus j. So how many zeros are there? M equal to 2. How many poles are there? N equal to 4. N minus m, 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 number of zeros are located at infinite. Number of zeros located at infinite are 2. The 2 is n minus m. Okay, this is second point. Third point, number of branches always decided by order of the polynomial. So what is the order of the polynomial is 4. Therefore, we get finally 4 branches. Root locus is symmetrical with respect to real axis and or pole 0 configuration. This is the common statement we always write. The fifth statement is angle of asymptotes. Because number of poles, number of zeros not equal, definitely we have to find the angles of asymptotes. So theta I is given by 2i plus 1 into pi by n minus m. N minus m is 2, 180 by 2 is 90 degrees. For I equal to 0, you get 90. For I equal to 1, 2 plus 1, 3. 3 into 90 is 270. So 90 to 270 for root locus. And 2i pi by n minus m, expand, you get 0, 180 degrees for complementary root locus. Because we are going to draw complete root locus, that's why I calculated asymptotes for root locus as well as complementary root locus. When asymptotes are there more than one, obviously intersection will come. Intersection of asymptotes centroid sigma A equal to sum of finite poles minus sum of finite zeros by n minus m. What are the finite poles? 0 plus 0.44 minus 1.72 plus or minus j 3.25 minus finite zeros 1 plus or minus j whole divided by 4 minus 2 is 2. So plus j minus j anyway cancel both the cases. Just to simplify real value, you get minus 0.5. So all asymptotes are intersecting at minus 0.5. Next, root locus on real axis. Root locus on real axis. If total number of poles and zeros right to the section, if it is odd number, root locus will come. If it is even number, complementary root locus will come. So first let me show the summary of these 6 points. Just observe carefully. So this is imaginary axis. This one is a real axis. Let me expand. Yeah. So S equal to 0 is one pole. S equal to 0.44 is a second pole. Then minus 1.72 plus J 3.25. So this is third pole. Its complex conjugate minus 1.72 minus J 3.25 is another pole. So totally 4 poles are there. These two are complex and conjugate each other. These two are the real poles. One is at origin, another is at 0.44. Because it is plus, it is in RHS plane. Then we have a two zeros, one zero at minus 1 plus J, another 0 at minus 1 minus J. So these are the location of poles and zeros. And all poles refers to k equal to 0, k equal to 0, k equal to 0, k equal to 0. Then all zeros are refers to k equal to plus or minus infinite. The 0 for k equal to plus or minus infinite, this 0 also k equal to plus or minus infinite. Then all asymptotes are intersecting at the centroid sigma a equal to minus 0.5. So at minus 0.5, draw a line vertically. One is with 90 degrees, other one is 270 degrees, that will go down. Then CRL, one is 0 degree, other is 180 degrees. So red color I used for CRL, black color I used for root locus. So this is the summary of 6 points. Seventh point says between these two poles, what is there? Root locus. Why it is root locus? Right to this section is only one pole. One pole means odd number. Odd means root locus will exist. Then on this section right side, count to number of poles and zeros right to this section. So two poles are there. 2 is even number. Therefore, on this line, CRL will be there. Between these two poles, RL will be there. After this pole, again CRL. Nothing is there means 0. 0 also we are counting or considering as a even number. So CRL. CRL, RL, again CRL. This is 7th point. So these 7 points are easy to understand, easy to map. Next, complicated steps will come. Angle of departure at complex pole. So angle of departure at complex pole. So we have a angle of departure complex pole. This pole complex each other. So angle of departure of this pole we have to find. We don't find the angle of departure for real poles because 7th point automatically take care. And these two are going in opposite direction. They meet at this point. That point is called as a break point. After break, angle of departure at the break, that is 180 by 2, 90 degrees. One will go up, other will go down. Later it will follow. It will follow either 0 or nearest asymptote. So that will be decided based on the other points information. So let us find the angle of departure at a complex pole. So what is the rule? Choose a point S1 close to this pole, then join all poles and zeros to this point. Join all poles and zeros to this point where we selected a point S1, where we are interested to find angle of departure. There you have to join all of them. So what is the formula? Sigma theta z minus sigma theta p equal to 180 degrees. Angles contributed by zeros minus angles contributed by poles equal to 180. This is angle criteria already discussed. So if I join this zero to this pole, this angle we have to find. Okay. So now observe these values carefully. What is this zero location plus j? This complex pole is at 3.25 j. So what is this gap will be 2.25. Next, this real value is 1.72. Zero real value is -1. So if you remove that difference, you get 0.72. So this will form a right angle triangle. So this theta, tan inverse opposite by adjacent, tan inverse 0.72 by 2.25 is this angle, but always we measure angles with respect to positive real axis. So that will be 90, 90 plus this. This is angle contributed by this zero towards this pole plus another zero also there na. The same way, but this vertical distance will be 3.25. This is 1 unit. Effectively 4.25 will come. 4.25. And this is anyway 0.72. So tan inverse 0.72 by 4.25 plus 90. This is the angle contributed by this zero minus angle contributed by poles. So this pole again, if you join, what is this angle will be tan inverse. What is this length? This length is 3.25. This horizontal is 1.72. So tan inverse 3.25, 1.72 is this angle. But what we need is this angle, that is nothing but 180 minus this will give effectively theta P1, this angle. Theta P1 is nothing but 180 is the total angle minus this will give theta P1, that is 180 minus this. So this is the angle contributed by this pole. Similarly, this one 180 minus tan inverse 3.25 by 2.16. So that is nothing but 1.72 plus 0.44, you will get 2.16. So this is the angle contributed by this pole. Then this is the complex conjugate exactly below, that will give 90 degrees. Then we have selected a point S1 now, that angle is theta. So using calci, solve for theta, you will get 55.9 degrees. So what is the angle of departure of this pole will be 55.9 degrees. And what is the angle of departure of this pole? Minus 55.9. If this is plus theta, its conjugate angle will be minus theta. So no need to calculate again. If that is minus, this will be plus. If that is plus, this will be minus. So like that we can calculate. We have only two complex poles. This is calculated. Automatically this will come. Real poles are not necessary. Seventh point automatically taken care. Next come to breakpoints. What is the rule of breakpoints? Differentiate d by ds of this k coefficient. Actually dk by ds is nothing but derivative of this. So that derivative d by ds of this is equal to 0. U by v method differentiate. So denominator, differentiation of numerator 2s plus 2 minus numerator, then differentiation of denominator here s power 4, 4s power 3, like that it will come equal to 0, multiply you are getting a fifth order polynomial. This fifth order polynomial very difficult to solve. So there is one method, Lin's method. Using this Lin's method, how to find the roots of this fifth order polynomial. So technique is just to take here three terms are there now, 48s square plus 48s minus 12. You take these three terms. Now divide with 48. You will get s square plus s minus 12 by 48 will be 0.25. Now divide this entire polynomial 2s power 5, 9s power 4, 20s power 3, 48s square, 48s minus 12. This polynomial divide with s square plus s minus 0.25. So these three terms I have taken and divide with 48, you are getting this. So consider that and divide. So here 2s power 5 na 2s power 2s power 3. So 2s power 5. Then s into 2s power 3, 2s power 4. Then minus 0.2 minus 0.5 s power 3. Take the difference. So you know how to divide. So it's a normal procedure. So this is the remainder. Your remainder is 15 point something into s minus 2.93. This is the quotient. Okay. Now there is another one here. Last here again s square is there na 36.25 s square plus 51.375 s minus 12. This s square again divide by 36.25. You are getting another term, that is s square plus 0.17s minus 0.33. Okay. So this is the another. Now same thing, 2s power 5, same polynomial, divide with s square plus 1.417s minus 0.33. So again, if you divide the same process, here it is minus 0.8s plus 0.28. Whereas here 15 point, here these s coefficients are higher value, here s coefficient is lower value. So which one is best approximation is, this is the best approximation. So s square plus 1.417s minus 0.33 is the and what is the quotient is 2s power 3 plus 6.17s square plus 11.925s plus 37.23 equal to 0. So this is third order and this one is second order. This second order roots find out, you are getting this. This third order again you spend some time, solve this, you will get this. So finally we find out 5 roots. In this 5 roots, 3 are the real roots, 1 is the complex. Okay. This problem this problem mostly they don't ask in any BTech level, but it's a wonderful problem. You will learn many concepts. When advanced things you learn, other problems will be easy. Your confidence levels will be boosted. Maybe IS there is a scope. GATE ruled out. BTech also mostly they don't ask because of time factor. But however, it's an interesting, important model. I spend a lot of time in solving this problem. Okay. So totally we got, what are these points? Break points. So what is the heading here under breakpoints? Under this breakpoints we have done. So all these are the breakpoints, 5 breakpoints. Some are breakaway, some are break in, we don't know. But finally 5 are the breakpoints. Next, validity of these breakpoints, how to find. For example, these two are going in opposite direction. Compulsorily there is a breakpoint. We know that when they are going in opposite direction, definitely there is a breakpoint. Just for a proof, just to increase our confidence, is it valid or not? Let us apply this rule. So what is the rule? Every breakpoint is also on the root locus. Breakpoint is also on the root locus. So join all poles and zeros to this point. Join all poles and zeros to this point. Then find out apply the angle criteria. So when you are joining this pole here and this pole here, if this is minus theta p, this will be plus theta. So these two will cancel anyway. And when you are joining these zeros, this will give minus theta z. This will give plus theta z. I am not calculating what is theta p value, theta z value. Minus theta p plus theta p cancel. Minus theta z plus theta z also cancel. Okay. Then what is the angle of this left side when you are joining to right side? That will give 0 degree. When you are joining this pole to left side, it will give 180 degrees. So that will be 180 degrees. So all the angles summation, this should be multiples of 180. So plus theta p minus theta p cancel, theta z minus theta z. So 180, 180 equal. That means this breakpoint is satisfying angle criteria, which is giving 180 degrees. Hence 0.203 is on root locus. Hence it is a valid valid breakpoint. 0.203 is valid breakpoint. This is one of the breakpoint that is valid. Earlier all the models I have not done this, but here just for curiosity I have done 0.203 is the valid breakpoint. Let us also cross check other points. Similarly, we can check for minus 1.62, then minus 3.099 using angle criteria. There is other way of calculating. Okay. Just see here. This is on root locus. This is on root locus. This breakpoint is on the root locus. So it is a breakaway. Breakaway angle of 180 degrees. If it is break in is on the complementary root locus. Breakaway on the root locus. On the root locus, angle criteria is 180. On the CRL, angle criteria is 0. So now I am applying angle criteria at S equal to minus 1.62. What is the transfer function? K into S plus 1 plus J, S plus 1. These are the roots now. Minus 1 plus or minus J. So I can factorize like this. S into S. This is minus. S minus. S minus 0.44. Then S plus 1.72 plus J 3.25. S plus 1.72 minus J 3.25. So this is the transfer function in terms of poles and zeros, and we want to find the angle at S equal to minus 1.62. So K replaces with minus 1.62. Here also minus 1.62. Everywhere minus 1.62 substitute. You need not calculate angles. Just observe carefully. Here real value same. Here imaginary plus J, here imaginary minus J. Whatever angle you get here you get minus. both will cancel. So angle of theta z minus angle of theta z. This angle will cancel. Then this negative number will give angle of 180 degrees. Here I said here minus na. Okay, so it is located in right side. S equal to means S minus here actually. So minus minus anyway negative only. That angle also plus 180. Then find out this angle plus theta p. Angle of this is minus theta p. This will cancel. This will cancel. 180 and 180 become 360 degrees. 360 equal to 0. That means what? Minus 1.62 is a valid break-in. This point is break-in, which is valid because it is giving 0 degree. Similarly, apply the angle criteria at S equal to minus 3.099. Same way if you do it, this is also giving 0 degree. So this also valid break-in point. This procedure is easy comparing with this. This is also another technique. Here just I am joining, finding the angles. Complex conjugate angles will be anyway 0. So indirectly this approach, both are same only. But both the methods I am explaining. Sometimes you can apply this, sometimes you can apply this. And maybe this is mathematically uh, easy to calculate without any confusion. Sometimes here you may get confused, or when you are drawing you may do mistake. Probably you can follow this. But only thing is here you need not struggle to find actual angles. These angles will be complex conjugate, so they cancel. You can save that time. So this is also valid. Minus 3.099 is also valid. So this we have to check. This will not give 180 degrees or 0. So that I will show it later. Next, angle of departure at break points 180 by 2, 90 degrees. First, let me explain all these things so that next intersection of root locus on imaginary axis. So 1 plus GH equal to 0, 1 plus K. So GH is this one equal to 0. Simplify, you are getting this polynomial. Here Ks square, here 12s square. So 12 plus Ks square. S power 4, S power 3, S power S square, like that you have to bring. Then apply the RH criteria. Power 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then here 1, 12 plus K, then 2K, then 3, then 2K minus 6, 0. Then 3 into this minus this by 3. So this you have already done. Recollect and check all these steps. You will get like this. Now, intersection of root locus with imaginary means one of the rows should be 0. So this let us make it 0. 2k square plus 60k minus 252 equal to 0. Again k second order. One is negative root, another is positive root. Then if you take plus 3.735, then two roots are located at one is plus j.7, other is minus j.7. With k equal to minus 33.73, also you get two roots, but they are real. They are real, plus or minus 4.95. Okay, so with k equal to positive, it is intersecting at imaginary axis. If you take k equal to negative, also you are getting two roots, but they are located on real axis. So this only important. This we don't consider because we are interested in with the imaginary axis. For positive value of k, two poles on j omega axis. For negative value of k, two poles on real axis. Therefore, we consider positive value of k to find intersection of root locus with imaginary axis. Next, angle of This 12th point I will tell you later. Now let me show the complete root locus. This part I have not done. This you do it breakpoints. The same way here I explained. Replace S with these values. You are getting 110 values, 110 degrees, minus 110 degrees it will come. Okay, that is not 180, not 0, not 0, not 180 means this is not a valid breakaway, not valid break-in. So we don't consider this. Next. So this is the actual root locus. Let me explain. So here these two are going opposite direction. Breakpoint 0.203. One will go up, one will go down. It will intersect the imaginary axis at 0.7j minus 0.7j. Then it will join with this 0. This will join with this 0. Okay. Then and here angle of departure of this pole is 55.9. Because of 55.9 it will departure, it will start like this, then follow the nearest asymptote. That is the reason it is going this side, then this is going downward, it is going this way. Because this is following nearest asymptote, this is following nearest asymptote, then these two should end up with these zeros. These to end up with these zeros. Otherwise, we could have joined this pole to this 0 only. But here you got 55.9 plus 55.9. That cannot come down. It is going up. Okay. Not only that, I will explain angle of arrival. Angle of arrival at 0, we get to 18.32. So that condition is also satisfied. Therefore, this will go and join this 0. This will go and join this 0. So what is the root locus portion? K equal to 0 to k equal to infinite. Then k equal to 0 to k equal to infinite. K equal to 0 to k equal to infinite. Then again k equal to 0 to infinite. These are the root locus. Root locus is calculate complementary root locus. Now there is some interesting things will come. As we say, as we proved earlier, minus 1.62 is also valid break-in point. Minus 3.099 is also valid break point. Next. What is angle of departure here? 55.9. What is angle of arrival? Angle of arrival, you look at here. 55.9, add minus 180, you will get angle of arrival. Angle of departure is 55.9, add minus 180, you will get angle of arrival. This is angle of arrival at pole, angle of departure at pole. So angle of arrival, departure, both are there for both poles and zeros. This 0 point of view, this is angle of arrival, this is angle of departure. Pole point of view, this is angle of departure, this is angle of arrival. Angle of departure and arrival, how do you find? Add minus 180. Add minus 180. Angle of departure of complex conjugate. This is plus 55, this is minus 55. That is only the difference. So here angle of arrival is minus 124.1. Okay. So here also plus 124.1 because they are complex conjugate. Now here 18.32, 18.3 is angle of arrival. This I will explain later. Angle of arrival is 18.32. What is angle of departure? Minus 180 plus 18.32 minus 161.6. So this is minus 6 minus minus 161.68. So that's why this is leaving like this. See, k equal to plus infinite over, but minus infinite is there now. So it starts from minus infinite here. Here also minus infinite here, and there is a breakpoint. When they are break at this, angle of departure at break again different. 180 by 2 rule is there now. So 180 by 2 will be 90 degrees, but when they are coming vertical, they go in horizontal. So this will go right side, this will go left side. Which is going right side will join with k equal to 0. Which is going left side, there is already k equal to minus infinite. One is coming minus infinite to here. So these two are again going in opposite direction. Again they meet at minus 3.099. One will go up, one will go down. So this will follow, this will go and join this pole. This will go and join this pole. So finally, if you see minus infinite to 0, right? Next, minus infinite to 0. This is minus infinite to 0. Whereas here, minus infinite to year 1 breakpoint, then come to k equal to 0. So k equal to minus infinite, meet here, come like. Then this side minus infinite, k equal to minus infinite to meet here, again go to k equal to 0. K equal to 0. So this CRL shown with red color, RL shown with black color. Just to spend more time, think of, go through all calculations, because you can't absorb everything. It's a wonderful, beautiful problem. Once you understand CRL only, it gives completeness of the root locus. If you focus only on RL, other portion you don't know. Okay. So all these breakpoints are valid. Only complex breakpoint is not valid. Next, this 18.32, I will explain. So angle of arrival at 0, that is S equal to minus 1 plus J. Minus 1 plus J. At this 0, we want to find angle of arrival. So we have two zeros here, then two poles here. One pole is here, one pole is here. Now I am calling theta P1, theta P2, theta P3, theta P4. This angle theta Z. So we are finding angle of arrival at 0, which is minus 1 plus J. So this minus 1 plus J. So theta Z plus theta. Now what is the rule? Join all poles and zeros to where you are finding. Okay. Next. Theta, this is exactly below, therefore 90 degrees. Then we are choosing a point now, so that angle will be theta. So 90 plus theta minus of, now there is one theta P1, theta P1. So when I am joining here, this angle we have to find. This angle we have to find. There is a rule. What is the point here? Minus 1 plus J. And this is at 0 only, na? This is location at 0. So that is nothing but angle of minus 1 plus J plus theta P2. Where is this pole? So when you are joining this to here, this angle we have to find. So how to find minus 1 plus J? This 0 is at minus 1 plus J. And here substitute the real value will be negative of this. So it is located at 0.44, but actually it is minus 0.44. So find this angle. plus theta P3, this one, this angle. How do you find minus 1 plus j? And what is this angle here, this location? Minus 1.72 plus 3.25 j, but here it is coming plus 1.72 minus j 3.25. So you just take the opposite polarity, then total angle. Like that, theta P4, this one, this also joined to here, is equal to, so angle contributed by zeros minus angles contributed by poles equal to 180 degrees. So this 180. Earlier, angle of departure, just this method different. Angle of departure at complex poles. Here like this I have shown. Here like this I have shown. Okay. What is the other way is this. Previously, just now I am discussing now. This is close to our concept angles. That is nothing but, what is the angle over here? What is this value is? Minus 1.72 plus 3.25 j. Now angle contributed by this 0. So that means what? Plus 1 minus j. This angle you just find out is 107.7. This is also 107.7. You can follow this method, you can follow this method. This method I am using below. I am using that method only. Okay, so this is more time saving. Like this you apply, here you are getting 18.32. All these values, all of you check it. If you solve workout on the paper, then only you will understand. Don't listen like a movie story. So 18.32 is angle of arrival. Now look at in the root locus. So here I have shown 18.32 is angle of arrival. Imagine you are at 0. What is coming is angle of arrival. What is leaving is angle of departure. How to find angle of departure from angle of arrival? Add minus 180. Here I have shown. So minus 161.68 is angle of departure. Same way, here angle of departure, then angle of arrival, how do you get? Add minus 180, you will get minus 124.1. Because of this complicated problem, we are finding all the values. So all conditions are satisfied now. All are satisfied. The routine common mistake is students may join this pole to this 0, then this pole to this 0. These two going opposite, this will follow this asymptote, this will follow nearest asymptote. That is one possible mistake. But after calculating all the values, this is going here, this is going here, this is going nearest asymptote. Okay, this is not coming this side because here angle of departure is plus 55.9. If it has to go upward only, it cannot come downward. So this is the beauty of the problem. Okay. So once again, all of you go through the problem. K equal to 0 points are poles. They are the zeros. These first 6, 7 points are easy. And based on remaining calculations, validity of the breakpoint, all of you concentrate and learn. Angle of departure of the pole, angle of arrival at the 0. Angle of arrival or angle of departure at the pole I have calculated. Angle of arrival at 0 calculated. These two procedures are same. Validity of breakpoint is different procedure. Both the procedures be confident. Then intersection of root locus with imaginary axis, normal RH criteria, there is nothing new. Okay. So it's a very big problem. All of you go through this and not useful directly in the exam, but indirectly many things we are learning. I hope all of you understand this. In entire all the root locus, I feel this is the best, complicated, interesting, important problem. Okay, so all of you subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed earlier, and also please share this problem to your friends. Please activate the bell icon if you have not done earlier. Okay, so thank you. I am closing now.